Welcome to the podcast, The Art of Healing, where we will talk about natural healing, yoga, and sustainable lifestyle. Where the focus goes, the energy flows. Energy goes after the focus. Where we set the focus, that's where we direct our energy. Our initial focus manifests reality. Our initial focus is the first starting point of the journey, the one that sets direction for our journey, and that's why it sets also the manifestation of it. Setting our intentions or goals, however you want to call it, for a specific change of lifestyle, diet, relationships, career, and financial situation, etc., is more important than we think at first, because this sets our focus. We have all been there, creating our vision boards, and like when you got asked in school, so what's your plan for your next year, what's your vision, and then you're thinking like, oh, I don't know, I never thought about it, what do I like, what do I don't like. But actually focus point is so important. Vision is so important to have. What kind of vision do we have? Because when we're not clear, especially when we're not clear on our vision, what happens is we manifest more chaos and unclarity, and then we wake up in a few years not knowing where to go with our life, right? So setting a vision, setting a focus, sets the kind of image we see and feel when we remember of a specific thing we're dealing with in life. And that's super important. When we have a problem, what kind of vision do we get in our mind when we got remembered of this problem in everyday life? Because that's how we will actually then deal with this specific problem, this specific obstacle, or something that calls for our attention. So this intention, this vision, is our area of known. This is our area of known. Of course, we will follow known patterns in life, right? If we want to make a change, we need to firstly step out of our comfort zone, the known zone, to create a different kind of patterns that will deepen when we engage more and more ourselves in it, until this new pattern becomes our new known, and we can say we started living it. We can say that it started to become natural to us. It became effortless to us. And this is how we invite some new change that we want in our everyday life, that will create a life-changing habits, right? It must become our known, our new known. Firstly, we need to step out of our present known. But we need to create familiarity with it. For example, when we have a problem in front of us, like let's say we have mathematical equation, we will try to solve it with all the techniques we already know about. We might remember learning it in school, a friend telling us about it, seeing a YouTube video about it. But the thing is, we will go with what is already known to us, with the skill set that is already installed within us. So if we set our focus point, our vision, on what we are lacking, this is our known. This is the picture we see and feel when we think about that specific situation. So just think about it. When you focus on what you're lacking, for example, for relationships, you focus on, I don't want to have anger issues. I don't want to be irritated. I don't want to be selfish. And this is your focus point when you think about it, when you say that to yourself. What do you see? You see a vision of a couple fighting and being selfish and having anger issues and being irritated and being disrespectful. This is your vision in your mind, and this is your area of known. This is your vision, this is your focus point. So then people say, you attract what you want to avoid the most. But why? Because this is what we set in our mind as a focus point. That becomes our focus, the picture of a married couple fighting. And focus opens up the first doors. The more we engage in this image, the more energy we cultivate for the capacities of aligned actions to manifest according to that initial focus. The more we fuel those thoughts, we create more energy. This fuels aligned actions. Any change is made by doing the right thing, by doing. It is one part of the equation. Of course, we need to have the wisdom, we have to need the base, we have to have the mindset, but also we need to put it in action. We need to put things into practice. When we shift our focus, I want to become a good, supportive, loving partner. I want to become healthy again. I want to restore my health. I want to become a good friend and build a trustful community around me. Can you see the difference? What kind of picture do you get in your mind when you think about it? I want to be a good, supportive partner. I want to be healthy. I want to restore my health. I want to be a good friend. I want to have a trustful community around me. What do you see in your mind? Just think about it. What do you see in your mind? You see somebody who is healthy. You see somebody who is in harmonious relationship. You see somebody who is surrounded with these amazing, beautiful people. You have this focus, this point of focus. That's why anytime that you will approach this situation when you're being challenged, I don't know, when it comes to a friendship, when it comes to relationships, when it comes to health, you will get this vision in you, and you will naturally ask yourself, you see this vision, and you will naturally ask yourself further about this vision. Okay, I see this vision. What are these people doing? How they are acting? How they are living their life? It will naturally open up those guidelines. It will naturally open up thoughts. It will naturally open up the base for a different kind of action that you can take further, that you can progress with it further in this situation of yours that you're experiencing. So point of focus, intention, opens up first doors. The further we're walking on that hallway, the more familiar it is getting, and the more you're settling right there on that specific hallway until you start calling that place your new home. That's why it is so important to create the right kind of associations in our mind, to create the right kind of focus, to create the right kind of focus point in our mind. Whenever we have a problem and we really feel it, it's really alive for us, that's the moment when we set our intention. That's the moment that life naturally asks us to set a direction, to set a guideline. When we set that point of focus, right? And in that moment, we must be fair enough to ourselves to set focus not on what we don't have, what we are lacking, because usually when we start to feel the weight of one situation, we start complaining, and it goes something like this. I hate it because I'm lacking this or that. I just don't want to become this or that, right? When you are facing a challenge, you're usually, your first thoughts are something negative, I don't want this and I don't want that, and that sets our focus. So can we see what kind of a point of focus, a vision that keeps imprinting in our mind? We keep on complaining about same old things, meaning that, you can catch yourself a lot of times complaining about same old things, maybe every day, maybe weekly, maybe monthly. But what does that say? That we, with our approach of how we are living it, of how we are dealing with it, it is not moving us forward. So this point of focus is not moving us forward. Always complaining, always focusing on what we're lacking. We only invite more of it. We only experience more of it instead of, when we feel the weight of that situation, if we would just stop for a moment and recognize, okay, this sucks, and reminds me of how I'm aiming to become a good partner, a healthy person. I will be that. This sucks. That's not easy to deal with. Now I feel stressed, I feel burdened, but this only reminds me how I'm aiming to become, and I will become because of that, because I'm aiming to become that. For example, a good person, how I am aiming to incorporate this change in my life. This reminds me of it. That's an opportunity to claim that. That's an opportunity to claim that. That's life calling me to claim that. Isn't that beautiful? We want it so bad. We want it so bad. And we keep complaining how we don't have it. Then life gives us these opportunities. You know, you're out there dreaming about good family relationships, and then it gives you an argument for you to act on it the different way. Life says, okay, you're ready, okay, let's go, claim your opportunity, claim your change, claim your change, here you go, right? We're so funny sometimes, but we just need to have the eyes for it. We just need to have the eyes for it and be active. So when you see and feel this vision of what you will become, of what you want to become, not of what you don't want to become, you automatically develop further thoughts of how does that person go about their life. And this is what opens up new thoughts that create new patterns, that create new mindset, that create new decisions, that creates new reality. This is something that moves something in you and makes you think outside the box. It makes you think outside your current comfort zone, and it makes you create new reality, and not going for these same unaligned decisions. But it motivates you to go after more aligned decisions. It is hard at the beginning. It's hard for anyone. We need to be fair enough to remind ourselves, because at the end of the day, we are here present with ourselves 24/7, nobody else, and we will need to face the consequences of not caring enough for ourselves, of not loving enough ourselves. Discipline becomes easy when you have self-love, and you need to be fair enough to yourself, to set the kind of life that will be supporting for you, and not only for you, but because you will be supported, you will be also able to support everyone else around you. Give big thanks for investing the time into yourself, because the more we invest into ourselves, the more we can invest into each other. So keep remembering, we can't really give what we don't have.